Hello. It's been a while. um, I haven't posted on here in a bit because I fell into a major depressive episode and I just had no ambition to do anything. Sorry, I'm a little nasally. I'm going to explain that in a bit, but I want to come back. I want to try this again. And I thought for my first video back, I would do something I've been wanting to do for a while, which is inventory all the books that I own. Can I help you, sir? Are you going to help in the video? Yeah. So part of what was happening, and you can hear it in my nose, I just had sinus surgery. Um, so I'm still healing from that, but surprisingly, that has motivated me to want to like do things. Probably because I was incapable of doing anything for a little bit. But anyway, I've decided that I want to inventory all the books I actually own. Um, just so when I go to the store or a used store or a library book sale, I can reference something and know that I already bought it, I already own it, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to show you. This is not the pretty version that my inventory is going to look like, but let me show you. We're just using Excel for now. And right now we're just doing very simple title, author, genre, and have I read it. I'm very curious to see how many of my books I've actually read. So we obviously have these two bookcases here, and then we have my spinny bookcase over there. Don't mind the mess of my room. Part of this is spring cleaning. This might be a 2-day video, so we shall see. So I figured I'd just let you come along the way, and yeah. This is also going to help me reorganize my shelves because I just kind of organize by vibe. So this is going to help me at the end of the day, I think, actually organize things. So let's see. My cat's decided he wants to help, right? Yeah, he'll be our observer for the day. Somehow in rearranging and getting changed, I lost my mic, so excuse the volume. We are officially done the first bookcase. I've rearranged some things. I'll show it at the end. But so far, one bookcase alone, with a little bit on a different one, I own 157 books, and that's not even counting the bookcase behind me that I still have to do. That's crazy. And these are just some books that I've decided to give away. I will be talking about those in a minute. I'm not necessarily giving them away because I don't like them. I just know myself, I'm not going to read them. But that was the first hour. Let's see if I can finish this up in the next hour. Hello everyone, it is the next day. Hold on, don't mind me, let me fix this. I have officially inventoried all of the books that I own, and I did get rid of, I want to say, like 20 books, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but I wanted to show you my screen recording of my screen and how I've done this inventory thing. I just did it on Google Sheets,
because I find that it's very easy to move around. And like, so as you can see, I customized the different colors. I titled it. I differentiated it by doing title, author, genre, and have I read it. I do plan later on, because there is a way for me to be like, if it says nonfiction genre, like make it this color. And then I can go in depth and be like, how many of this genre do I have? How many of that genre do I have? Actually, can I do that? There we go. We'll just put that right here. I do think I have to go in and fix some of the genres. Obviously, I'm going to fix the coloring and stuff too. Let's fix the coloring real quick. For now, we're going to make it that color. We will fix the color later. Let me X out of that. Okay. So it looks like I own a lot of manga. Manga and children's fiction are pretty neck and neck. So I think those are two of them. Yeah, manga, children's fiction, and young adult are really neck and neck. I do think I have to later go in and be like young adult dystopian, young adult contemporary. Most of the manga I own are shoujo manga, so I don't really know how I'm going to differentiate those. And then again, with children's fiction, I have to go in and be like children's mystery, children's fantasy, and I think that'll be more of a evened out kind of a thing. This is such a nerdy thing to do. But anyway, this is what I thought was fun. This is my chart. I am surprised that I've read 70% of the books I own. I'm actually really proud about that. Because I really thought it was less than, I thought it was less than 50%. So let's go us. And then for our grand finale, let me scroll. Our final number of how many books I own as of March 29th is that correct? No. So really it would be 339. I own 339 books. That's a lot. And I'm going to be getting more because I'm going to BookCon in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. So that'll be fun. But that's what I own up to now. Let's stop there. So a fun fact about this little thing here is you have to make sure it's charged. Because you can clip this on and you can turn it on and you don't realize the little red light's blinking and it's dying. So a lot of the things I filmed yesterday while going through my books, I can't use because I have the footage, but I don't have the audio. So this part, and also don't mind the look, this is my editing outfit. So I thought I would just give you a little showcase of how I've arranged things, little things I'm proud of that I own. And yeah, we'll go from there. First, I want to show off some of the art books that I have. So I own 3 official art books of 3 different franchises. The first one I got when I was in Japan in 2018, and that is The Art of Howl's Moving Castle. I love Howl's Moving Castle. It is my favorite book, and it is my favorite Studio Ghibli movie. I also own the first thing that came out of it, the novelization by Diana Wynne Jones. This is one of the rare times where I feel like you can appreciate the book and the movie, and because they're both so, in my opinion, they're so different. They're very similar in the beginning, but then they differentiate when it comes to like the halfway point. You can appreciate both, and I think they both bring different ideas and such to light. But anyway, this is the art book that I got. Granted, it's all in Japanese, so I can't read it unless I have like a reader thing. But look, you can see like how they did the little scenes, the bigger ones at the end. I don't know, I just appreciate that. I think it's really cool. I've always been interested. I was the kid who would watch the behind the scenes stuff on like the Disney DVDs to see like how they came up with all the scene by scene everything. This next one is from an obscure, I don't know if necessarily it's an obscure manga series, but it's a manga series that in English translates to From Far Away. In Japanese, I believe it's pronounced Kanatakara. And this is just the art book for it. It was for the 25th anniversary. I got it on eBay from Japan. And I don't know, this is just like one of my comfort series. This is one of the first manga I ever read and was really into. Let's see. And it's just like a lot of the art pieces you'll see like in between the chapters and stuff, or sometimes it's covers.
Let me see if I can find. So as you can see, all that kind of stuff. Look at them together. It's so cute. I don't know. I just think it's really pretty and really cute. And I'm really happy that I have that. Last one I have is for my happy marriage. I know that it's a very stereotypical, like, she's weak and needs a strong man to help come save her. But you know what? I eat that up. And that's okay. So this is one of the art pieces shown in there. So pretty. So cute. We're just going to kind of flip through. Look at that. Look at those two. I love those two. I have both the My Happy Marriage novelization and I have the manga that I'm currently trying to collect. So I'm very picky when it comes to collector's editions of stuff. I have to like the majority of the covers, but sometimes even if there's just one cover that I don't like, I will not get the entire series. And that's part of my issue with Jane Austen books, is when you have the full 6 novel completion, I just don't like the covers for some reason. Like, they just don't speak to me. And so I don't have the complete editions or collections of Jane Austen. Which one am I missing? Northanger. No, technically I'm missing Northanger Abbey, but that's in like a full big binder. But anyway, these are, I wish they would have put the last 2 books in for these, but we have these pretty Barnes & Noble exclusive editions. So we have cute little pink, corally red for Persuasion. We have a nice purple, little shimmery for Emma. Pride and Prejudice, we're gonna go with our classic blue. Look at that. And then we have Sense and Sensibility, a nice little green. That's very cute. So the ones we're missing for this are Mansfield Park and Northanger Abbey. Granted, those are the 2 that are her least popular titles, so I'm not surprised we don't have those. But if you're gonna make 4 out of the 6, you should make the next 2, in my opinion. And then just to prove that I do have all of Jane Austen's books, I have Mansfield Park here, and then technically Northanger Abbey is in this big old collection of Jane Austen. Now I'm gonna mobily carry you around with me just so I can show you like most of my shelves and what I have on there.